Hello there. Just got in today my order from Entertainment Earth for this guy, VC-186 Boba Fett, and I've got two of them. Already got one out of the package. I'll show you in a second, but you want to look at the back here. So we got VC-186, and it was a nice chance to look at the three modern Boba Fetts that I have. This one came out in the Fett Evolutions line, which is a great, it's a great Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. They've recently re-released them in the Vintage Collection line, and then also, it came out like around, it was like a VC-09, but he's been out quite a bit. But just a great looking figure for Empire Strikes Back, the coloring. And one thing that I do like about this one is, even though you never really see this, I take his helmet off, but he has a removable helmet, and it's a pretty good Tamir Morrison likeness there. We'll put that back on there, but he's got a the ball socket head, and then ball socket shoulders, elbows, swivel wrists, standard hip, and ball socket knees and ankles. And again, this one had pretty decent looking rifle, good weathering on it, and just good figure. I've got him on my my Mandalorian display. It's the Boba Fett I have there. He's also in my vintage collection Slave 1 that I got, it was about a year ago. If you don't have that vehicle, I did another video on the evolution of Slave 1, and I showed that one off. Feel free to check it out. And but it's a great vehicle. But we're not talking about vehicles today. We're talking about Boba Fett. And so this is the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett we've had for a while. This one came out in 2004. This is the Vintage Original Trilogy collection, and they've really re-released him a couple times. I think it's another VC-09 figure in the Vintage collection. So, but decent likeness. I think actually the Vintage collection was slightly repainted the flight suit, a little more accurate, but I never picked it up because I already had this guy, and he has been hanging out in the corner of my Jabba's Palace display for quite a while. And but again, a decent paint job especially for a 17-year-old figure. But he's got the ball socket head, ball socket shoulders, although they're a little limited with the way they do the shoulder pauldrons on this, which show the improvement on the new one. Ball socket elbows, and again, swivel wrists on this guy. Actually, it's at the gauntlet, but decent enough. And so you have your standard hips and ball socket knees and ball socket ankles, and well, we'll just put him to the side for a second. I'm going to come back to him in a second, because there is one thing about him that is still better than the new one. But again, I'll show you. Here's the updated one. And I think the sculpt is just, the helmet looks fantastic, and he's on one of those like little barbell head pieces there. You got this, just the updated paint apps on the jetpack. Just comparing, it just looks worlds better now. And then even like if you look at the belt and the sash there. Let me get the rifle out of the way. So just a big improvement in detail there. The Wookiee scalps still look good. You'll notice that he has the LEDs on his on his chest plate where the new one does not, and I think that's one minor gripe. The other is this isn't articulated, where this guy, oh, rangefinder actually works. I think especially even if though it's not a removable helmet, it should have been easier to do here, but they can even do it if they would ever re-release one with a removable helmet like this guy. If you look at what they did with the 501st Clones 3-pack that came out, you know, Fives and Jesse and Echo. I mean, their rangefinders on their helmets move. I don't see why Hasbro can't do that in the future. So this is a bit of a miss. Again, minor gripe. But again, we're going to look at the paint. I mean, here's the rifle for the vintage OTC version, which is decent enough. I mean, but I mean, just look at the improvement on this now. I mean, the weathering on that is just incredible. And so let's go back through the joints here. So you have the barbell on the head. You have ball socket elbows, shoulders. But again, since these are part of the chest piece now, that you get more movement here out of the shoulders. And again, you have a ball socket elbows, and here you have wrist articulation, and it's like a ball socket, but it's got that hinge where you can tilt the hand down like that. So like if you notice the way I have him holding his rifle, I can have the arm up but the wrist down like that. So if you ever see how you carry a rifle at a ready position like that, that is just a good way to do it. Also the way the hand definitely holds that, you know, his right hand definitely holds the grip very well. You can put the finger on the trigger. So, and again, we have improved hips actually. You have the ball socket hips with the swivel at the thigh, top of the thigh, ball socket, knees, and a ball socket. I'm gonna focus. Ball socket there with the rocker, which really makes them a lot more posable. So it'll make them stand a little bit better in different poses. So, but here we'll take I'll take this out of his hand for a second. We'll just look at the figures together just as a compare. I mean, just look at that. I mean, it's just amazing how well the improvements are, which you would expect in a 17-year change in technology. But I mean, just the helmet looks better, just the paint apps all around, and just even the quality of the cloth. Not that I'm complaining about this one, but it just, I mean, it just improved it. So it looks really good. And even look at the hoses for the flamethrower there. Just look really good. I mean, just improved. It's so I don't know, Hasbro did a great job. I mean, there's a couple minor gripes. It's not perfect, but you know, I'm not really going to complain. So these are definitely starting to show up. I've seen people showing, you know, people are getting them at Target. If you look at the different collecting groups, like on Facebook or wherever, there's also been plenty of reviews already. Bosk Bounty, I think only one Kenobi has already done one. Paul's Collectibles, that are really good in package, and of course Imperial Communique with his stop motion animation. I love those. Keep them up, Anthony. They're great. And but I figured I'd just show it, give it a good look from my perspective here, and a little compare. So keep your eyes out. They're showing up. If, like I said, I got mine from Entertainment Earth, and so it was, whoops. But that's pretty much it for this video. Please, thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, check out the rest of my channel. I'm doing some different stuff. One of the things right now that I'm working on is a playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic 2 and the Sith Lords, but I added, you know, it was a good game when it came out, but there's a couple of mods that, you know, restored all the cut content, so the completion mod, and there's also an extra planet after Korriban. If you go when you go to Korriban and looking for Master Vash, and you find out she's actually on a different planet, and that is added, and it's really kind of makes the game a good game into probably one of the best PC games I've ever played. And that's actually, yes, I am throwing in the original Knights of the Old Republic into that mix, which is also a fantastic game, which it's just, I'm hoping that Aspyr does a really good, proper Knights of the Old Republic 3 and complete that story. But that's it for now. Again, thanks for watching, and this is the way.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always. The Force will be with you.